And welcome to Africa Europe Brace TV. We're going to be talking about child molestation, and we are still in Third Junction. We'll be asking people their views here about the recent trending child molestation. When you see a man molesting a child, 7 years, 6 years, even 3 months. So we'll be asking people around here, what are the views about it? Keep watching Africa Europe. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So I want to ask you your name.
My name is Christopher Osunde.
All right, thank you, sir. It's a very rare privilege. So we are asking a question about child molestation. How do you see it? Because it's trending, and it's as if people are keeping a blind eye. So we are asking you, how do you see it, and the advice you have for people?
I think it is moral decadence. It is sacrilege. It is duplicate. It's a terrible thing to happen in this world. People should learn to be mature, to respect children, not to abuse them. Nobody would like his child to be abused. Although some people even, I don't know, it's crazy to abuse one's own child. I think it's a sign of the end time. Many things have been so satanic and terrible in this world. So people should avoid this, to detest it, to run away from it, to even help the children, to train them to be morally sound. That's my advice to people.
Thank you, sir. We have seen a lot of people, even neighbors, they will even hear it and they will just want to keep a blind eye about it, that I don't want to say anything, they won't hear it from me. So what are the advice, and an elderly, what are the advice do you have for people that are doing such thing and are not talking, they're not speaking out? Because we have seen a case, 3 months, they will sleep with the child for 2 years, and there are people that are hearing it, they'll just be months keeping a blind eye, giving another face to it. So, sir, what are the advice you have for us to speak out?
Such thing is even as bad as the offense committed by the person.
Beautiful.
Because it's conspiracy, it's aiding and abetting. If one sees something that is bad, you talk about it, even if your own horse is God. It doesn't matter. You sacrifice for it, for the society. I think that's my take.
Thank you, sir. So, any advice?
Everybody should learn to be morally sound, should behave well, should obey the commandment of the Bible, so that because it's a good advice for everybody to live well.
Daddy, good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, please, we want to know your name.
Odemode is the name.
Wow, it's a privilege, sir. So we are asking the question about child molestation. The question I just asked. How do you see it? And was it happening?
It doesn't happen in our time.
No, I think that is what people, I see what is trending. They are following their elder. Is it what was happening in your time?
No, it is now. It is now that it's happening.
So how do you see it? Is it a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. It is good that the government should look into it. Well, it comes from so many parents. Some parents, when their child they leave him outside, they don't take care. With proper care, it will not happen.
Sometimes parents will just trust their neighbor and say, "Oh, this child for me. Let me go and run to the market." In the olden days, they used to drop your children
for a whole day.
So what is now the problem? Can't I drive my child for the neighbor?
At all.
Why? What is happening to the society?
Corruption is too much.
It is corruption.
Corruption
So what are the advice?
The advice is to And it is when you put this into government problem now, before, if we police interfere into it, before you know it, our high rank officers will say has interest on it. So who is to deal with? Nobody.
So the advice.
So it is God that is going to give us leaders.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, ma. Please, can we know your name?
I'm Mrs. Igaro, Efegaro.
Wow, thank you, ma. We are asking a question about child molestation. How do you see it?
It's very barbaric. Child molestation is very bad. But we the mothers, we have to take our child very careful. We know they are going and coming because the whole news we are hearing all over the world is barbaric. So we the mothers, we have full 100% to take care of our child girl till they marry.
Now there is a question I want to ask. You know, in the olden days, you can drop your child for your neighbor. You go and come back and nothing happens to that child. What is not happening in this century? Am I right to call it the century?
Yes, it's a century.
What is happening now?
For me,
leave your girl child for your neighbor.
For me,
and man, there's something we observe too. You see a neighbor keeping a blind eye. You don't want to say anything, and you know something is happening.
Yes.
So how do you see it?
For me, I have two kids. They are still kids. One is 14, the other one is 15. Anywhere I go, I take my children along. Now they are 16, I lock them inside. No, because trust no, even my own blood brother, if I'm traveling, I carry my children. Instead of that, last year I traveled, I went to Ibadan, I spent 4 months. I take my kids to Ibadan, step them from school. So I don't play with my guest child. It's guests I have, I'm keeping them. Even my neighbor to go and watch, or I don't communicate. Hello, good morning, I just leave. That is what I have.
What's the advice you have for we parents? You just told me some things and I will take some of them.
I've said it before. We the mothers, we have 100%. My uncle, this my brothers. No, don't trust anybody. Even my children is going to school, is my eldest brother or younger brother. This is my mommy brother. No. Tell them you have transport fare. If they want to see your mommy, they should come or they called me.
Good afternoon, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. I want to know your name.
My name is Mrs. Grace Omobude.
All right, thank you, ma. We're asking a question about child molestation. How do you feel?
It's barbaric. And even I myself, I'm afraid of what is happening now. It's not only child, even mothers are being molested. There's a woman who confessed raped last 3 months. When she was doing this sales rep, she represented a company to sell. So they now direct her to one area like that, unknowingly that boys inside there they now hijack and they rape her. When she was shouting, she said people heard her, but nobody rescued her. If they could rape a woman, girls and children, we just need God, and we need the government to take up this thing. It's going too far. Girls are no longer safe. Even the children say they are not safe.
That is what we are talking about. Now, we heard about the news of a 2-month-old baby, 3 months, 6 months.
Okay.
The woman was sleeping. The armed robber came to the house, collected the child, slept with the 6-month-old baby in an uncompleted building, left the baby there crying, and those people that was passing by that heard the child. So, how do you see it, and what are the advice?
The advice I have for them is that this life we are, there is time for everything. The Bible says, whatever you sow, you shall surely reap. If you see your child misbehaving, don't hide him. Don't hail him. Don't tell him, my son, your friends are doing this, go and do it too. Because that man lead him to be doing negative things, like what is happening about money today now. Many parents are the ones supporting them. They would tell their parents to even go to that place to look for the same money. And I saw a boy today, he was riding this jeep. Can't you ride such jeep? Don't tell your child to involve himself into negative things like the one going on now. If you know your child is involved into some kind of occult group, you don't report him. You don't report anybody to him, because we angrily go and beat that one and another court fight will start again. I'm an evangelist by calling. So I pray that mothers should have this divine wisdom to take care of their children. Don't praise them when they are doing negative things. Always talk to them and involve in prayers. And also, there's what we call upbringing. When you you see a child coming up, you should be able to know that this child is going to be negative, as in wicked, or is going to be very good. Report quickly, come out, go and tell the government. There are different groups that correct children. I heard of one that time in women affairs. I don't know, welfare. Go and tell them my child is misbehaving. If you see a group of people you don't like, talk to them. If you cannot talk to them, just make sure you don't praise them. Don't give them a high five. Don't tell them they are doing well, because that is why the society is going down today. And we need God too. We need God in all areas. As you are preaching God, let us be doing it. Let us not be pretending. There is too much of hypocrisy, even in the church today. How can a pastor collect money from collect tithe from a boy you don't even know where he gets his source of money from? And that boy thinks it's right because the pastor did not correct him, the pastor did not rebuke him. And the next day, the boy will now go and use a girl for ritual. And that money will still come and pay the tithe. How can it not increase? So we need to live a total righteous life. That is what I need. That is what I will advise people to.
All right, thank you, ma. Do you have any more advice about the child molestation?
What I want to say about the child molestation is that all mothers should be at alert, and we should work hard to take care of our child, because most of them, they are being lured with just mere biscuit, 10 naira biscuit. It's not up to 1,000 naira stuff that they use. Some of them, what they watch at home. We mothers should involve into what we should monitor our children, what they watch, the kind of thing they watch, and we should even involve into this talk, telling don't talk to strangers. America did that and it helped them. We should not talk to strangers. Don't answer strangers. Don't talk to strangers. We should stop. We should start it. It will work here, because we are too known in the community now. Gone are those days that if you know somebody in community, you are safe. But now you are not too sure of your safety. So we should evolve into this kind of don't talk to anybody you don't know. Just be yourself and don't give information about your child. And you don't give information about your child to anybody, because you don't know what they need and what they want to take from her.
All right, you're welcome back to Africa Europe Brace TV with your host in Benin City, Dede Saint. We're going to be calling it segments, and we're going to say keep watching Africa Europe Brace TV. Please subscribe, like, share, and we love you.